Well, back again. Figured I'd call this one my Mississippi Marshalls. I got my Peavey Mace and my 412 cabinet I've got loaded with Eminence Texas Heats. They're great speakers, but they really don't match up to this amp. They're a real aggressive bass response, and the bass response is fat and chunky, and that just doesn't pair up well with the Mace, or I would even venture to say the Deuce, the Classic, the Heritage, any of those in those lines. This Mace, it needs a brighter, clearer speaker, and I got a sweet deal on some Celestians, which I'm eating crow here, folks. I tried the vintage 30s way back when they came out and was really getting, when they were really getting big in the mid to late 80s. And I had a Heritage, and I put the Classic 30s in them. Hated them. And I heard a couple of the other Celestians that they had out, and I had no taste for them. I didn't want them. I badmouthed them ever since then. Plus, I got JBLs and put in the Heritage, and I fell in love with JBLs. I love them, but I'll tell you, I got the Celestion G12P 80s, the 7080, as it's labeled. Man, I'm going to tell you what, they have made a night and day difference in the old Mace. I'm loving them. I mean, it's real. I mean, Celestians and Marshalls, go figure, but, it's just got a real Marshall-esque tone to it, but yet it still retains that Peavey Mace tone to it. I mean, I can get such a wide variety of tones now that I couldn't get before. I mean, I can nail Gary Rossington's Leonard Skinner tone. I can nail Alan Collins. If I had a Strat, I could nail Ed King's with it. It's made that much difference. And it goes even farther. I mean, the tone is just crisp and sweet, and it's just, the crunch is what I've been looking for. This is the sound I've wanted. I mean, I had it real close, and I knew that the Texas Heats were limiting me, or were holding me back on getting the full sound and tone that I wanted. They ain't holding me back anymore. I hate to do it, but I know I wasted my money buying the Heats, but I'm going to start buying the 7080s Celestians and throwing the 412 cab. But I've got these wired up. They're 2 8-ohms. I've got them wired in parallel for a 4-ohm load. And it's just, I'll let you listen. Now, it's still got the hiss. I got my channel switching fixed. I can now switch between channels. I'm happy with that. I mean, the normal channel's great, but it's got the fixed mid-range on it, and you can only do the bass and the treble, and it's okay if I want to set it up for clean, but I don't play super clean a whole lot, which if I do, I'm going to be using my little Triumph 60, which I'll be showcasing that in the next video, so I can keep them fairly short. But the effects channel's my favorite on this, so that's the one I use mostly, and I just didn't like having both channels on, because one would bleed over into the other. Went through it and just completely lost my mind in the wires, and I finally fixed that and got it. I can select between the two channels, or I can combine them both. But I play with the effects channel, so I just leave the foot switch in the back. And I don't use the rate knob on the phase shifter's messed up. I was going to take and unhook the phase shifter, take it completely out of the circuit so that it's not usable, and then I was going to pull this pot out, the color pot out, and put in a presence control and wire it into the phase inverter. But after I got these speakers, I mean, if I was just going to keep running those, yeah, I would definitely do that. If I was going to keep the Heats, I would definitely run the presence control. But with these, the sound and tone I'm getting out of these Celestians, and I'm a new fan, I'm a new believer. It's a sign, I'm telling you. But, I don't think I'm going to need to do it. I'm happy with it. It's still got the hiss to it. I know it's going to take completely recapping it and re-resistoring it and probably replacing all the ICs, little chips and stuff in it and everything, and that's part of the reason why I bought the Triumph 60, was so when I do decide to do that, I've got an amp, and I'll explain it in the next video. This thing was a basket case when I got it, but without further ado, I've got a noise gate, Boss noise gate, that I can put in the effects loop, and I can kill the hiss. But I didn't mess with it for the video. I figured, you know, you guys have heard the hiss before. If you didn't hear it, you'd think something was wrong. So, but here it is, about 1.5 or 2. It's just brighter. It's crisper. See what we get. I can roll it back just a little bit and get that. Tone knob back. It's got that Billy Gibbons, and it's even better when you open it wide open. I can cover a wide range of blues. Turn it up a little bit. that right there is killer. I'm loving that. I mean, yeah, there's going to be naysayers out there. It's going to post up, sounds like crap. It's still a solid state. It's not this, it's not that. Who cares? It's what I like. I'm not trying to sell this amp to anybody out there. I'm proud of it, and I love the tone it's getting. It's an old amp that a lot of guys snub their nose at, and that's fine. To each their own. I love mine. I mean, and especially with me being a major Leonard Skinner fan, I just hit that Gary Rossington. Clean it back up. But there you have it. That's the Mace. Now nicknamed it. I borrowed a poetic license and borrowed an old term from the past. She's now my Mississippi Marshal. That one there really is my little Mississippi Marshal, the Triumph 60, which it's next up. Because it's all tube, so. But there she is. That's my girl.